Alright, so welcome to MACA 1320. This is just an overview of just the process of how to do what we do in the classroom. Alright, so if you've never been to Angel, what you need to do is you need to go to the Macomb page and you click on the My Macomb over there and you log in, and then you will go down here to the left and go to Angel. You've most likely been at this page before when you registered. Here's the Web Advisor stuff. And then here's Angel. And then inside Angel, you'll see your class listed over here on the left. It'll say 2015 winter, and then your class will be listed. Okay. As of today, the class isn't up there yet, so I'm just going to go into this one, but you would just go into your 1320. And you'll see on our Angel page, there's a welcome, so you can read that. Here's the syllabus, here's grades, here are the discussion forums, and here is the course email. Okay, so I want to start off with the course syllabus. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm actually going to open up my copy of it. Alright, so for any of these links that you see, if you click on it here, it's going to open up inside Angel. If you right click though, you're able to save that link and actually just download it where you want that to be. Okay, so this is our first day handout. Please read through every single thing, because this is basically your guide to success. You don't read it, then you're just kind of not putting yourself in the right direction. Okay, so this first page is just a motivational thing. This is my my aspect of education, like what I feel education is. So read that for sure. All right, on the next page, this is going to be our important stuff. So MACA 1320 Introduction to Photoshop. I'm going to skip down right here. This is the instructor name. That's me. That's Sean Sarcona. And here's my email address. Here's my phone. Here's my office hours. I have a new office hour. It's 111, or office number. It's 111. That will be updated for the final one. And for some reason, Outlook wants to open because I clicked on my email. Here are my office hours on grounds. Monday, Wednesday, 12:30 to 2, and then Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Now, if this changes, this will be reflected on the final version of the first day handout. Okay, right now it's not live yet, so some things are still being adjusted. All right, so required materials. What you're going to need for the class is you're going to need the Adobe CC Digital Classroom from Wiley Publishing. It's not a must-have book, but it definitely helps. There's no way that I'm going to know whether you read it or not, except for the fact that if you're not understanding some of the concepts, a lot of the stuff we're going to talk about is inside this book. Okay, and a lot of Photoshop is concepts, not necessarily project-based stuff from the book. It's all concepts from the book, and then we're applying them in projects that I or another adjunct or teacher has created at the college. You'll need at least 30 gigs of hard drive space. There's a lot of stuff that's going to go into this, a lot of storage, so make sure you have at least 30 gigs of space kind of set aside for this class. For software, you're going to need to have Adobe Photoshop CS6 or CC. There's CC 14 out now as well, and I've just included that in this CC. You can purchase it from JourneyEd if you don't have it. If you're still not sure whether or not you're going to take the class, or even if you are, you can download for the first month the trial version of Adobe Photoshop. So for 30 days, you can have the trial while all this gets set up. I just want to make sure you have it set up before we even start the class. Okay. A Dropbox account. The file sizes that you're going to be turning in are too big for Angel, so you're going to need a Dropbox account. And you can click on this link, and I have a whole video on just going through the Dropbox account process to set up. So you can watch that video for more information on that. All right. Important dates. First day of class is Monday, January 12th. Okay, that's the first day we're starting to roll and starting to move around. The last day for refunds, no school, is on the Monday 19th. It doesn't apply to this class, but if you have another class on grounds, just be aware of that. There's also spring break, and there's a holiday recess, so we'll have time off for those two, where I've just basically extended the weeks, as you'll see. Last day to withdraw is the Friday, March 27th. If you do plan on withdrawing, check with me just to make sure that, you should withdraw from the class, that everything isn't hopeless. But if you are in that bucket of needing to withdraw, it's definitely better to withdraw than to not withdraw and just get an E in the class or a 0 in the class, because it'll just look worse on your transcript. Last day of class is Tuesday, April 21st. So this class is an introduction to Photoshop. Topics include file format, scanning, resolution, tools, and theories of image creation and manipulation. Course objectives, right here. Okay, I'm not going to read everything. You can read through that. I want to hit on the bullet points. So I'm going to use YouTube videos or online videos. The college has a repository for videos that we're trying to implement. So some of the videos will be on that. Some of them will be on YouTube. We'll have online tutorials, PDF tutorials, more video tutorials, some class discussions. We have a little discussion after each assignment, so it's important to kind of pay attention to that stuff. For your attendance, your work is your determinant. If you don't post, don't read, don't work, your grade is going to reflect it, obviously. Discussion forums. Each week there will be a discussion forum to post what aspects of the assignment were the most difficult, how you overcame the problem, your thoughts about the assignment. So in past semesters, 95% of the students will participate in discussion forums. And there's always that one person, or two people sometimes, that don't participate in discussion forums, and you actually lose points. And I don't want you to lose points on something so silly. So make sure you're posting and replying to discussion forums. Communication, this is a big one. If you need to contact me, the best way to do that is through the Angel course mail. Okay? So make sure you email me through the Angel course mail, and that way I'll get that. Now, typical response time is about 48 hours. So, if it's something you need to immediately answer, then that's not going to be the way to do it. However, usually I'm pretty good about that. Within 24 hours, I've typically gotten back to people. If you need to talk to me in person or over the phone, you can call my office number or stop by during my office hours. Let me know when you're coming before so that I can make time for you. Okay? I don't accept emails 2 days after a due date to explain why an assignment wasn't turned in. It's not professional. It will not help your case. Make sure you're just being professional and obviously common sense. This is training you to be in a professional environment, and you want to treat it as such. Okay? So if you're having issues with an assignment, let me know you're having issues. We'll sit down, we'll work with it, we'll figure out what your issues are, and we'll help you progress. If you don't, then I can't help you. Okay? Academic honesty. Obviously, because this is an online class, grandma could really be doing your assignments, and I would have no idea, except when you start taking other classes at MACA. Your work would obviously reflect that you know nothing about Photoshop, but grandma is an expert. So your best thing to do is just do all the work yourself. Even if someone shows you how to do something, is to redo it on your own just to make sure you understand why you've done it that way. It's only going to help you. Okay? It's going to hurt you if you don't do that. If for some reason you are found out that you are, cheating, stealing someone else's work, whatever, then you could be removed from the class. All right, so you don't want that. Macoma is ADA compliant, so you can read more about that here. Confidentiality and proprietary information. I try to make sure that I am not sharing anyone's information where I shouldn't be sharing anyone's information. Same thing for you, so make sure that you're practicing safe netiquette and not sharing anything personal about yourself or your organization or anything crazy online that you shouldn't be doing. The class is 12 weeks. Okay, so we have 12 weeks plus we have a couple weeks of vacation time mixed in there, so it actually ends up being about 14 weeks ish from the time we start. Okay, and I give you 12 weeks of assignments is what this is boiled down to. So this is an accelerated class. Our on-grounds class is typically 16 weeks, and they meet twice a week. So some of these assignments are going to seem a little rushed, but that's because of the time constraint that we have for this class. Okay. And you should dedicate about 15 to 20 hours per week to complete the assignments. Some of you are going to need more, some of you might need less. Okay, some assignments might need a couple extra hours, some assignments might need a couple less hours. It's all based on you and based on how well you're understanding the concepts that we're doing and can apply them to other assignments. But I guarantee you, if you spend a lot of time on these assignments, then the next assignments can become much easier because you spent that much extra time on it. Okay. Here's more information on the policy of integrity of academic advising. What you can expect of me. I value your time and applaud your commitment. Here's Angel Tech Support. Here's the discussion forums. There is a question and clarifications discussion forum that I'll show, and this is for you to post questions. So sometimes, you email me and I haven't gotten back to you right away. You can post it inside there, and typically, another student might have the answer that you're looking for. Okay, so you can do that as well. And there isn't actually a space here. I don't know why this is not showing as a space, but there was a space there. So there's a just questions and clarification discussion forum as well. If you're experiencing any difficulty at all, a personal situation, whatever it is, you have to voice your concerns. You have to let someone know. So I'm always open to helping you and to trying to get you through this class, making sure that you understand everything you need to learn. I don't want you trying to, shortcut it. What's the least amount of assignments I can do in this class to pass? That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to teach you the stuff. I'm here to make you successful. All right. So I want to make sure that you understand all the stuff that you need to for this class. So prepared you, so you're getting your money's worth. So guidelines for a successful online learning experience. Online learning is not a spectator sport. Some people think that because it's online that you don't have to do as much work. Well, guess what? You have to do even more work because you have to watch videos and read stuff and troubleshoot and do a lot of stuff on your own. But one of the great things about online is that you really get to make your own schedule. Some students would actually work at 2 or 3 in the morning on their stuff, and then I'll get an email at 2 or 3 in the morning, and then the next morning I email them back. So it's always best to just make sure that you're staying on top of your stuff. You have to make sure you're staying on top of your schedule, on top of every single thing, every aspect of this class. And if you're not, then you're going to obviously feel that as the semester goes on. Be active and engaged. Make sure you complete the assignments on time. Ask for help when you need it, and treat everyone with respect. No one in this class is an expert, not even me. I'm just here to teach you what I know. And out in the field, there's people that know 10 times more than me. And in here, there's people that know 10 times more than people in the field. So we shared knowledge. That's what we're here for. Okay? And I'm here to get you into the right spot with your learning. Practice good netiquette. Here's some information. Netiquette is network etiquette or internet etiquette. An important foundation of building a solid learning community is to get to know your peers. So some of you are probably going to be going on to MACA and taking other classes, and these are people that you're going to be with, throughout the next couple years. So it's always good to get to know these people because you might have a group project, or you might have they might have a job prospect or something. So it's always good to just know who people are in your class. Get to know them, expand your network, and so on. Moving beyond your comfort zone will enhance your learning and network of colleagues well beyond this course. All right, so throughout each week, your assignments are available for you beginning on Monday. Each course week opens at 12 a.m. on Monday and closes 11:55 the following Sunday. Okay, so you basically have 1 week for each week that's in the class. Except for the very last week, you have until Tuesday because the class ends on a Tuesday. All right. It's very difficult to catch up once you've fallen behind. All right. So make sure you're staying on top of it. Some of the assignments you'll even be able to, you finish assignment 3, you can go on to assignment 4 right away without having to wait for it. So if you're know that something's coming up in the week we're supposed to be working on assignment 4, you can just start working on it early so that you're managing your time better. Okay. This class can be very stress-free, but you have to make sure that you're staying on top of it. If you procrastinate, then you're just piling on the stress, and you don't need that because it's very difficult to learn in a stress-filled environment. Everything we're going to learn in this class is going to be stuff that you will apply in later classes, okay? Not just the advanced Photoshop class, but in After Effects, in Illustrator, in InDesign, in 3D, in web, photo, video, all this stuff applies. So this is really a foundational class. It's a wonderful class because you really learn a lot of really cool skills that can make you some money and get you into some places, which is cool. All right, so since learning takes place in the real life, I, like you, face many challenges, like many everyday life challenges, and are dancing as fast as I can. So everyone has their own schedule. You have to accommodate your schedule to fit this class. Okay, this class isn't meant to be just like, oh, I'll just come in, do a couple things, and then leave. No, you have to do whatever you can to get your stuff done. Sometimes that might mean pulling an all-nighter. I've pulled plenty of all-nighters before, and that's just how it's done. Okay, not typically the case in this class, but sometimes it is. It's always good practice to have a contingency plan for any unanticipated technology-related problems you may encounter. If your computer dies at Saturday night, you have to figure out a way to get your stuff turned in by Sunday night. Okay, always back up your stuff, not to just to your computer, but to another computer. The college has computers, and if you pay a lab fee, you can go to the college and you can use those computers in the lab. Always make sure you're backing your stuff up. Your education online on grounds has to be controlled by you. If you have questions, I cannot read your mind. Speak freely to ensure you understand what is needed. Do not wait until the last minute to ask a question about an assignment when it's due soon. For example, assignment 1 is due on Wednesday. You should not mention Wednesday at 10 p.m. that you are having difficulty with the assignment. You need to ensure you understand and allow enough time to complete it. Everyone in the class has the same deadlines and assignments regardless of external situations. Everything you're going to do in this class has been done at least 4 times before in the past in an online situation. So don't think that this is a brand new thing for everyone. This is something that has been revised and tweaked and refined to create that. So you have to make sure that you're staying on page with it and making sure that you understand everything you need to understand. Here's the grading policy. I'm just going to skip this part here. You can read that. But assignments are 79 points. Skill builders, which I'll get to, are 10 points. And discussion boards are 11 points. And then there's a couple extra credit points in there too. So here's the assignments. It looks like a lot, but they're actually, most of them are simple-ish assignments. So it's, our first one's going to be web buttons, which I'll show where that is. And then our very last one is going to be tear sheet. So in 14 weeks from now, you'll have a tear sheet that will show all of these previous assignments, and you'll be delighted. Okay, here's the grading scale. Notice that the A, the full-blown A, is at 100 to 98. So if you really want to get an A in the class, you got to work your butt off. All right, an A minus, 97 to 93, a B, 92 to 89, or a B plus, and so on, all the way down the list. Now, the way that the assignments are laid out is this 4 points is actually towards this, okay? So all of these will add up to 100. So if you don't do, let's say you don't do the movie poster, the most you could get in the class is a 90, okay? And that would put you at a B plus, just for not doing one assignment. If you don't do any of the discussion boards, that's 11 points off, and that'll be an 89. That's also a B plus. So most likely, you want to do as much stuff as you can to earn the points to get yourself into here, okay, into that top bracket. Occasionally, I'll give a free point. Like if I see your movie poster and I'm just blown away by it, how organized it is and perfect and awesome, sometimes I'll give an extra point and add that in there. So even though it says 10, sometimes you can get 11 if your stuff is super duper awesome. Here's where you get extra credit for very little work. Mid-semester survey and a final survey. So it's just a little survey halfway through the class. you can do those, and it's pretty easy to get a free point. Same thing there. Now here's where it's easy to lose points. If you turn in your assignment late, for every day that it's late, you lose a point. So on some of these web buttons, you don't turn that one in for a week, you've lost all the credit for it. You don't turn in your research for the movie poster, you lose all the credit for it. You don't turn in your research for the cartoon in a couple days, you lose the credit. Okay, so make sure you're staying on top of that. It's very easy to lose points if you don't keep on top of it. All right, this is something you want to print up and have by your computer, by your date book, whatever. This is our schedule. And before, I used to have the schedule inside Angel, and it was actually just a big hassle to keep updating it and even seeing what we're supposed to do. So I set this up so that you could just go by this and say, okay, week 1 is January 12th to the 18th. So that's when the week starts, that's when the week ends. Here's what I need to do. I need to read the chapters in the book. Remember, I said that if you don't have the book, I'm not going to know, except if you have trouble understanding the workspace, well, there's information on how to understand the workspace. All right. So there's the information on how you can understand it even better. And then there's a 1320 Photoshop playing in week 1 folder, which I'll show. This is a video that just goes through understanding the basics of Photoshop before we actually get into it. So it's a follow along, and I recommend with any video that I have that you watch it through first, understand what's happening, and then go back and follow it. Okay? If you try to follow it step by step, you'll see that you don't know the end result, so there's no point. All right. And then the first actual assignment is also going to be in week 1, which is this web button creation, and that's going to be in the web page button folder. So at the end of this first week, you're going to turn in the web page buttons, that's due on Sunday. You're going to turn in your discussion board, 1 response and 1 reply, due Sunday. And then you'll also do an introductory discussion forum, 1 response and 1 reply, due Wednesday. And you'll do a Photoshop tutorial link, which is a skill builder, which I will show that as well. Then week 2 comes. Here's stuff to read and watch. Here's what's getting turned in. Here's week 3, reading and watching. Here's what's getting turned in. Okay. Now some of these weeks, if I scoot down here, you'll see that this week is extra long, March 2nd to March 15th. This is when we're on spring break. So I've just extended this week to lapse that. So if you plan on going on spring break or doing anything, make sure you have your stuff turned in before you leave. Okay. It's just meant to give you a little bit more time on doing your stuff. So just be aware of that. And I've fixed this. I just haven't exported it back out again. This will be on the next page. When we get down here, you'll see there's nothing to read and watch because you're simply just working on the previous week's assignments. Okay, some of these assignments, this movie poster creation one, this will carry over several weeks. Okay, same thing with the cartoon character, that will carry over several weeks. So it's important to pay attention to the due dates as well. Okay, so when you look at something like organic drawing, here we go. So in this one, we're watching the organic drawing video, but you'll see that it's not due this week. If I skip to the next week, there's when it's due. Okay, so you want to make sure you pay attention to that. There's also the mid-semester survey is in week 6, so that's when that will be available for you to take for the class. Okay, and then here's the last thing. Here's all the stuff that's due. Now, if you turn in your stuff, it has to be on the 21st. This is the only time you can't turn in anything late. Anything after the 21st, I can't grade because I have to have the grades turned in pretty much by the 22nd. So I have to grade it all on the 21st and get it turned in right away. All right. So that's your first day handout, your syllabus. Read through it. Make sure you understand everything. I went through it pretty quick just because I wanted to give you an overview of what you're going to be doing. Okay. I'm going to say not now on this and just close that. All right, so in this class, let me refresh this. Anytime you see these grades and you see stuff here, it may say 0%, 0%. You always have to refresh these things. It's pretty stupid, but you do. So you refresh it and then it'll show some of your stuff. I never really use this except just kind of as get an idea of it. Okay. So let's go through some of the other stuff. So over here on discussion forums, here's your questions and clarification. If you click on that, this will have, you can post something in here and say, I have a question about assignment number 1. You say to click there, but I don't have that button. And then someone else could respond, or I could respond and say, oh, it's over here in that version. Okay. Some of the videos are going to be in CS6, some are in CC, some are in CC14, some are in PDF format. I really want you to understand the concepts and be able to apply it to yours, because that's really what it's all about. The internet is so big, there's so many tutorials out there. I want you to be versed in understanding all of those things. Okay. So that's that. I'm going to skip this one for now. And then here, all of these are just summaries / discussion forums for each assignment. So at the end of each assignment, what you're going to do is you're going to click on that, and you're going to answer 4 questions. What aspects of the assignment did you find most difficult? How did you overcome the problem? What are your thoughts about the assignment? And how could you use the week's topics in another fashion or scenario? So you're going to answer those 4 questions in your post. And then when someone else posts, you're going to reply to their post. And then you'll get 1 point for doing that. And it's a wonderful way to earn 1 point. And it's pretty easy to earn those points. Okay, so don't lose out on those for, silly reasons. Here's our calendar. So on the calendar, I just have the weeks opening, so you can see when the weeks are open. Under the Lessons tab, I have a questions and clarification. That's the discussion forum that we just saw. I have a generic folder, which is where I'm putting the first day handout as well. And I also have skill builders inside here. So I'm going to open up the skill builders. And these skill builders are simply meant to make you aware of areas that you might be deficient in. Okay. Some of these are going to be really easy. Some of these are really hard. But that's where it's supposed to be. So the first one, Angel tutorial link. So you're going to log into Angel in the discussion board Dropbox for the class. Submit a link tutorial you found along with a description of your review of the tutorial. So I jump back to Angel and I go back to the course. Here it says tutorial link for Angel. That's where you're going to drop in your link. Okay. And then you're going to just find a link, find a tutorial out there. Obviously, you know YouTube. And you can go here and say Photoshop tutorial. And you can pull up a bunch of these. Now, I don't want you watching one that's like 3 hours long. Something like this, like 13 minutes, that's a good size. 7 minutes, that's a good size. Okay, 5 minutes is even a good size there. Find one with just a couple of cool tips in it, watch it, and then share the link here. Okay, and then comment on someone else's. And again, it's a good, easy way to earn some points. All right, so that's what that one is. These other ones, there's a drawing worksheet, and there's 2 different exercises for this one. It says 3, but there's only 2. So you're going to take a blank piece of paper and you're just going to draw circles. A million circles all over the place. Circles, circles, circles. Nothing bigger than a nickel. And I think I even say that somewhere inside here. It should take you about half hour to an hour to do this. So just as you're watching TV, just do it. And you're supposed to just draw as smooth a circle as you can. I don't want you spending, 3 minutes on a circle. I want you to spend, a second on each circle. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that one. There's a face trace. You'll see some of these other ones are understanding facial features, doing some basic math, rotational degrees, measuring, unit conversion. This is all stuff that applies to MACA, all the stuff that applies to Photoshop. And it really does help students become aware of, you know what, I'm not really good at math. I've kind of forgotten all my basic math skills. So I need to go back and review that. Or I don't know rotational degrees. I need to understand that. Or I'm not really good at measuring, and so on. Okay? So that's what those skill builders are inside this generic folder. There's also a rubric, and this is an important thing too. Let's see if I still have that in here. Yep. And the rubric's going to be your guide for how many points is on each thing. So skill builder rubric, 1 point each. If you do at least 90% correct, you get a point. If you don't, or it's late, you get 0 points. Okay, so just be aware of that. Zoom in. Assignment 1 checklist. So this is the web page buttons. You're going to have 2 things you're going to turn in. Your look like tutorial, you're going to follow along with me, and then you're going to create your own. So you're going to have one Photoshop document of the one that we created together. Then you'll have one Photoshop document of the one you created on your own. You'll have one folder containing 6 ping images, all the same size. You'll have another folder of 6 ping images, all the same size. So that's what you're going to be turning in. In each one, I'm going to look for guides. I'm going to look for layers name, layer comps, visually appealing, and using effects. Okay, so this is all the stuff I want to make sure that assignment number 1 has. And down here, here's the points. So if you do this correctly, you get 4 points. If you don't do it correctly, you turn it in late, you get 2 to 3 points, or you get 0 to 1 point. Okay, so use this as your guide to each assignment. Here's photo retouch. Here's image manipulation. Here's 3D texture creation. Here's caricature. Here's organic drawing. Here's hard surface drawing. Okay, here's all the stuff that's going to be part of this class. Here's discussion board checklist. Okay, so that's going to be where you're going to get the grades and how they're distributed for each assignment. Here's how to check your grade in Angel, a little video. Here's how to set up Dropbox and upload to Angel. Here's a hotkey sheet for Windows, a hotkey sheet for Mac. Print these up and have these handy. Especially all my videos that I do are in Windows. Some of the other ones might be in Mac. Some of them might be, both, where they bounce back and forth. So have this handy, and whatever station you're working on, just know your hotkeys. If I say Control on a PC, it's Command on a Mac. If I say Alt, and I believe it's Alt Option on a Mac. Okay. Here's a couple links: CG Textures, DeviantArt, You Suck at Photoshop. Really cool stuff that eventually we'll be touching on some of these. And then here are those mid-semester and end of semester surveys. Okay. So that's where that is. I'm going to have a week 1 folder in here, and that's where you'll find the first part, which is just Photoshop playing. That's all it is. Okay. You're going to turn in all your skill builders into the skill builder folder. Here's a Dropbox for each one of these. There's the tutorial for Angel. Here's drawing circles, drawing parallel lines, face trace, math, and so on. Here's web page buttons. So after you've done going through the first day handout, you've watched the week 1 playing in Photoshop video, then you can come in here and you can go to this one, which is going to be creating the web page button. I'll have a video here, and you'll be able to click on it and go to a link, and you'll watch this video. Watch the video first, come back, and then start following along with the video. Okay, and that way you can see exactly how to do the stuff. The video is only an hour long, so at most you watch it once, there's an hour. You watch it again and follow along, there's another 2 hours. And then you do your own, that's a half hour. Okay, so you're looking at about 5 hours of assignment if you're able to follow along with it. Okay, and then you're going to post. This is where you're going to turn in your assignment, is into this web page creation button. You're going to copy your Dropbox share link here. You're going to give it a title with your name, and you're going to hit submit. Then you'll come to the web page button summary. And Angel's thinking. And you'll make a new post. You'll answer these 4 questions. You'll come back on another day and respond to someone else's post that they did. And then you'll be done with that week's assignments. Okay. So that's going to be the same thing for each assignment. Okay, they're all bundled within each one. So when you're done with web page button, you can go to photo retouch. When you're done with photo retouch, you can go to image manipulation. When you're done with that, you can go to 3D textures, and so on and so on and so on, all the way down the list. Okay, using that first day handout as your guide as to which ones you're going to do which weeks. Okay, so there it is, week 1. That's the stuff you should be reading and watching. Okay, this is the stuff you should be turning in. All right, here's communicate, where you can go ahead and email me. Here's reports. I already showed that in the other video, so I'm not going to do that again. And that's nothing that you would even have in there. Okay, so that's it. That's just a rundown of what we're doing in the class. Like I said, feel free to ask me questions. I could cover every single thing in one video, but it would be 25 hours long. So ask questions as you get them. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty a little bit in Photoshop and to really play around with it. A lot of the stuff you're going to see a technique, and then you want to watch someone else do it, and then you want to play with it. Okay, so you have to go in there and just be playful with it and treat it like a tool. You didn't read the instruction manual on how to use a hammer. You just went in there and started using the hammer, but you probably saw how someone held the hammer, how someone struck the nail, where they put their hands, and so on. So that's what you have to do, is you have to get in there and just mess around with it, and eventually you'll get it. It's going to just take some time initially just to get used to how Photoshop works. Okay, so that's it, and I look forward to joining you this class.